Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to your tutorial. Today is June the 18th, 2020. Well, today is Thursday. And today I hope you have a wonderful day. And well, today's subject is about witty reading week 3, okay? Well, we'll work on page 68 all the way to page 71, okay? So that means that you need to grab your learning logbook, okay? And also the Awesome Reader if you have it somewhere, okay? Because you're going to use it to do the following activities. Please read the Awesome Reader. I like this book, this story. It's really cool, okay? And I like it especially because it talks about the rights. And I don't know if you have seen, but in USA and Mexico now these days, they have been talking about human rights, okay? Talking about several feminicism, several things that they do also in USA. For example, what happened to this black man and this police, etc. Okay, also what happened here in Mexico. But anyways, remember that we have rights and we have to defend our rights everywhere we go, okay? Because we're humans and we have rights here in China, wherever, even though you're an adult, elder, or a child, okay? So well guys, we're going to see this agenda. This agenda is from June 18th, 2020. Subject, witty reading, week 3, okay? We're going to work on page 68 all the way to page 671, okay? Today you don't have no homework. You don't have no homework because today is Thursday, but I invite you please to read a book about Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, I invite you to read this book about him. There's several books about him and they're really cool, okay? I also included a video, okay, short video about him. So I need you to please watch a video about Martin Luther King, okay? Also, I need you to please check, don't forget to check the Father's Day craft activity, okay? You need to check the video. So at the end of this video, I need you to please check the father, okay? Check the father's craft. The father craft video. Okay, so you need to check the father craft video to do this craft for your father, okay? I know that Father's Day is coming. I need you to please do this activity for him. So at the end of watching this tutorial, I need you to check the other video that is dedicated for the father's craft, okay? There they include the materials and all the process that you have to do to make this craft, okay? Don't forget to check the father's craft video, okay? And also remember that I invite you to read a book in my own, even though you don't have it for homework, but read it. Remember that we have this platform access. Use the platform to read, okay? I suggest you to read one book every week if it's possible, and try to read it by yourself. That means avoiding using the audio, and then recheck some words that maybe they were mispronounced, and then activate the audio, okay? Or you can do both things. But I invite you to please read a book in my own about Martin Luther King Jr., okay? And well guys, let's start by working on the activities. Remember that on Tuesday we read the key language from Witty Reading week 3, and we also read the Awesome Reader story called Speeches That Changed the World, okay? I also include in the resume of the day of the activities, I include the Awesome Reader and the audio of the story in case you didn't hear it on Tuesday, okay? But well, so far to make these activities, you already have to read these stories. So if you haven't done it, then before continue watching this video, grab your Awesome Reader, start reading this story, okay? Speeches is the last story from your Awesome Reader in the last pages. Read it. It's called Speeches That Changed the World, and then focus on the learning log activities, okay? So well guys, let's start. Hope you have a wonderful day today, and remember to stay safe, and please check all the steps of of healthy back to school guide. Okay, that's an important element that you also have to check. So let's start, guys. Okay, guys, now we're going to work on week 3. Okay, this is the week 3. And the week 3 says, what can we contribute to make the world better? Okay, remember that on Tuesday from this week, okay, we talked about week 3, but only witty reading and focusing on the awesome reader and on the key language. Okay, we're going to continue focusing on week 3, but in this case we're going to work on the learning logbook pages. That is page 68, 69, and 67, 70, and 71. Okay, we're going to work on these pages 68, 69, 70, 71. Okay, this is witty reading week 3. We already read the book called Speeches That Changed the World, and we already read the key language. Now today we're going to just focus on the exercises from these pages. We're going to start by doing first page 68 from our learning logbook. Okay, so please guys open your book on this page. And well guys, it says read these speeches that changed the world. This is a check mark because we already did that. Okay, we did this on Tuesday. So I suggest you to please read your book if you haven't done it, or check the video that the audio is on Tuesday really soon. Anyways, I'm going to add it today in your exercise resume for you can have the awesome reader and the audio. Now over here on the first exercise on this part over here says reading tip. Whenever you read a text, try to think of the content you will find. Focus on the title to make predictions about the content and about how the text may be different from another text about the topic that you have read. In this case, it says speeches that changed the world. What are speeches? Okay, how can they change the world? Remember that several people want to change the world, and we want less fightness and stop violence and stuff like that. So in this case, this is a cool book because it's focusing more on Martin Luther King. This a person that already died, and thinks of him, many people raised their voices. Okay, remember that they wanted to make a change in this world. So let's start first, guys, by looking at this exercise number 1, and it says underline the correct option A, B, or C to complete the following sentence or statements. When you talk in a very low voice, you wait. What do? You whisper, stutter, or bumble. When you talk in a very low voice, it's a low voice. When I say, guys, please lower your voice, remember what is babble, remember what is stutter. Remember that these words, we analyze them on the last part of the tutorials. Okay, I think it was on Tuesday. So right here you have to what? Underline. You have to underline the correct option. Okay, so that means on this one right here you have to underline. Number 2, what does it say? To watch your favorite TV program, you blank the right channel. What do? You broadcast, you press, or tune to. A blank is a person that has been expelled from their country. Who has been expelled from their country? A writer order directly a bank to pay money is a what? A written order. What is a written order? Okay. To blank is to a clamor from something we are entitled to. To blank, to demand, to fight, or to ask. So please, guys, underline the correct option from this part. Now let's check exercise number 2. On exercise number 2 says, have you ever felt you weren't treated fairly? In the following box, describe the situation that you did not, what you did to resolve it. Tell a classmate about your experience. Well, guys, in this case, what do you have to do? You have to think of this part right here. Have you ever felt that you weren't treated fairly? What do you do? Well, what do you did to solve it? You have to write down right here what you did to solve it. Well, you can start like this. For example, One afternoon, during recess, I was at school with my friends when blank blank blank. You tell me what happened. When a person did this, or maybe one day I was in the supermarket with my family, or one day I was in the kitchen. I don't know. It's when you weren't treated fairly, cuando no te trataron por igual, when you were treated not equal as the other person, or maybe you were discriminated. So in this case, you tell me what you did to solve it. Well, I just went away, I ran, I stood up for my boys, and I said, well, please, guys, respect me, I deserve respect. What you did to solve it, or tell me what happened, or tell me the situation, okay? Now, for these two activities, I will give you enough time. I hope you have enough time to do both exercises, okay? So let's start. Okay guys, now let's do page 69 from your learning logbook. That is this page that you do right here. In this page, if you observe, you have two fabulous exercises that you're going to do, okay? Now on the first exercise, exercise number 3 says, what do you think speeches that change the world is about? If you could ask Martin Luther King questions, what would you ask? Okay? In the spaces below, write 5 questions for him. Then is the exchange books with the classmate in your notebook where possible answers Dr. King would have given to your classmates' questions. So right here you have to write down question number 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do you have to do? Well, you have to create 5 questions, okay, that you want to ask who? Well, you're going to ask this Martin Luther King Jr. Okay? What are you going to ask Martin Luther King Jr.? Maybe you can say, how did the white people treat you? How did white How do white people treat you? Okay? Or maybe you can say, did you got in a fight? Maybe did you got in any fight? In any fights? Okay. There's several questions that you can ask a person, okay? In this case, maybe you didn't have a general idea what was speeches that changed the world, but now that you have read the book, maybe you can ask even more questions to Martin Luther King, okay, about his speech, about his feelings to change the world, and etc. So this is what you have to do, okay? I hope you have enough time. Exercise number 4 says, think of what you know about slavery in the United States. In the space below, write your option or opinion about slavery. So over here you have to write, okay, your opinion about slavery. Over here, what is slavery for you? Are they treating bad or good? Do they have the same methods of learning? Many things, okay? So you have to tell me, what is your opinion about slavery? Do you think it's a good action, bad action? It requires patience, responsibility, be optimist. So well guys, you have to tell me, what is your opinion about slavery? Right here, that's what you're going to do, okay? Write down the opinion about slavery. After that, we're going to start working on the activities. 70. On this page below, you have, before everything, you have your other keywords that you have to also analyze. Now, on this exercise, you have more information that they're asking you about the story that you're reading about Martin Luther King. Okay, let's work on the first exercise. On the first exercise, well, it says label the following statements about speeches that changed the world as true, false, or probably not true. So remember that you have to write down if it's true, false, or probably not true. And you have to, well, correct these false statements with accurate information from the reading. That means that you have to go back, grab your awesome reader, okay, and check if this information, check if these statements that you have right here are true or false. If not, then you have to check in the book if they say the opposite. Okay, I hope that you understood this part. Now, on exercise number 1, what are they asking you? What exercise number 1 says, Martin Luther King's fight stemmed from a dream called the American Dream. That is what? True or false? Yes, guys, that is true. Okay. On number 2, what is number 2 telling you? The March for Civil Rights held in 1963 only summoned black people to Washington. That is what? True or false? Or probably not true. This is false. Okay, and you have to tell me why it's false. Right here, you have to you need to correct the false statements with the correct information from the reading. This is what you have to do over here. Now that we know it's false, you have to tell me what is the correct information. Okay? Remember that people of all races and from all across the country banded together to demand equal rights. Everyone has equal rights, and they all together made this march, okay, to fight for all the equal rights. So it's not only black people, it was other type of people for all races and from across all the country. Okay. On number 3 says August 28th is a celebration in the United States because of Martin Luther King to commemorate his fight for equality. Well, can be probably not true. We don't know for exactly, but well, in this case, you have to write down if it's true, false, or probably not true. Number 4, King's speech influenced President John F. Kennedy to end discrimination and enforce equal rights. What do you think? Is that true, false, or not true? And the last one says the speech had no effect on the development of the American dream. What do you think? Okay. On this part over here, don't forget to do this part that says draw Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, this is a part that you have to draw, please. Now, on exercise number 2, they're telling you complete these quotes by Martin Luther King with the missing words, then explain to a classmate what you think they mean. So over here, that means that you have to grab your awesome reader, okay, check the speech, the dream, okay, and see where you can find these statements and complete it. Number 1 says, America has given the Negro people a bad check. This check has blank. Now is the time to blank for all of the God's children. We must not drink from the cup of hatred to certify our blank. Okay? Guys, use your awesome reader, please, to complete the missing words from this quote. Remember that these quotes are from Martin Luther King Jr. That means that maybe in his speech, you will find information from these missing words. Okay? So well, guys, I will give you enough time to do exercise 1 and 2 from this page. So let's start. Now guys, we're going to work on this last page. On this last page, you're just going to work on one exercise. That means that you will be working only on exercise number 3. Why? Exercise number 4 says discuss the following questions with a classmate. You won't do exercise number 4. If you want, you can do it. It's optional. Remember that it's sometimes important to know what is slavery, okay? But in this case, I'm telling you that it's optional. Now let's focus on the indications from exercise number 3. It says, map the most important elements of Dr. King's speech using the following organizer. What is the title of the speech? Well, the title of this speech, remember, is I Have a Dream. So you're going to write it right here. I have a dream. Okay? I have a dream. Now, what is the topic of this speech? What is the topic of Dr. King's speech? I have a dream. What is the main topic? Well, in this case, the main topic is what? Okay? You write it down here. What is the purpose? Okay, the object, the goal. You write it down here, okay? Now, you have to write down some main ideas that will support this purpose, okay? Right, main idea, supporting ideas from this main idea, and more examples, okay? In this case, you can write examples from the book. I suggest you to please, okay, grab your awesome reader to finish. What is the I Have a Dream speech about? Okay, what is the topic, the purpose of this speech? So well guys, for this exercise, I will give you a few minutes. I hope it's enough time to do it.
On a hot day in August 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered a speech that would define the civil rights movement and his legacy. This, of course, was his I Have a Dream speech, delivered on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
The March on Washington served as a massive push for economic and political justice for African Americans. Held during the year celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation, crowds marched on the National Mall to watch a variety of musical performances and speeches. Dr. King, a Baptist preacher and prominent civil rights leader, was scheduled to speak towards the end of the day, his debut on the national stage. Up until that point, King mostly addressed small crowds at black churches, rallies, or fundraisers. This time, he would be seen by nearly 250,000 people on the ground, as well as millions at home watching on television. This was an opportunity to reach a wide audience and persuade the public and the government to take action against racial injustice. The night before, King worked with a close group of advisors to get the speech just right. They worked through the night, settling on a final draft in the pre-dawn hours of August 28. Interestingly, the phrase, "I have a dream," a phrase he used in earlier speeches, was nowhere to be found in this copy. The words wouldn't manifest until almost halfway into Dr. King's speech, when gospel singer Mahalia Jackson, who had performed earlier in the day, called out to him from the sidelines to tell them about the dream. King set his prepared remarks aside and improvised the rest, crafting a soaring speech that would sear into the minds of millions of Americans.
No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
The speech was divided into 2 parts. The first listed the injustices that African Americans faced: segregation, police brutality, disenfranchisement, and discrimination, and urged a call to nonviolent action. The second launched into King's dream of peace and racial harmony, a vision of a future in which people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
I have a dream.
Highlighting King's skills as a preacher, I Have a Dream was part sermon and part poetry, using rhetorical devices like repetition, rhyme, and vivid metaphor to drive his points home. It was peppered with historic, biblical, and literary references that moved the crowd. This message of struggle and hope became the defining moment not only of King's career, but also the civil rights movement. Both the speech and the March on Washington were credited with helping secure the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, a landmark piece of legislation that ended segregation and banned discrimination on the basis of race or sex in the workplace.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty, we are free at last!
The speech also resonated with activists around the globe. I have a dream. The phrase that wasn't even meant to be in his final draft appeared in political actions all around the world. It's considered one of the world's most transformative and influential speeches, alongside others like Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address and Winston Churchill's Blood, Toil, Tears, and Sweat. I Have a Dream is only one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s many achievements, but it's nonetheless one of the most pivotal.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Healthy. Back to school guide. Follow these steps to be safe. Number 1, use hand sanitizer. Number 2, wash your hands with soap and water. Number 3, cover your mouth when you sneeze or cough. Number 4, if you feel sick, don't go to school. Number 5, don't share your things. Number 6, no hugs, kisses, or a handshake. Number 7, keep your distance. Number 8, wear your mask. A clean hand is a caring hand. Did you know proper hand hygiene is number 1 way to prevent the spread of germs? Follow these simple steps for proper hand hygiene. Soap and water. Hand sanitizer. Now you will learn how to use the proper way of using a hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Apply to the palm of one hand like this, okay? Rub over both hands like this. You need to rub over your both hands. And you just have to, it has to cover all your hands. And you just have to let it dry, okay? That's all. Wash your hair. It's the best line of defense, okay? Washing your hair frequently for a period of time to 20 to 30 seconds. And while you're doing it, try to sing a song, a short song, okay? Now, remember that washing hair is really important. You need to do it before eating, okay? After going to the bathroom, okay? After touching an animal, after touching the garbage, okay, any garbage, after handling or touching a pet or pet food, okay. You need to do it also after blowing your nose, okay, your nose, coughing, or sneezing your nose, okay. You need to always wash those hands. They're really important to keep them clean, okay, and to keep them safe. So let's watch this video how to wash
your hands. You should wash your hands for the amount of time it takes to say happy birthday, 20 seconds. Wet your hands with water. Apply enough soap to cover your hands. Rub your hands together and use one hand to rub back the other hand and clean between your fingers. Do the same with other hand. Then rub your hands back to your fingers against your palms. Then rub your thumb using your other hand. Do the same with the other thumb. Then rub the tips of your fingers on the thumb of your other hand. Rinse your hands with enough water. Dry your hands completely with a towel. And then use the towel to turn off the tap. And you're ready to start your day.
The proper ways of coughing, okay? The proper ways of coughing, well, you have to use a clean tissue, okay, to wipe my runny nose. Now, you have to cover your cough. How do you cover your cough? Well, use your elbow to cough like that, or grab a tissue, okay, to cover your cough, okay? Remember to use clean tissues. Now, if you want to sneeze, you need to grab a tissue and sneeze like this, okay? These papers that you use while you were running your nose, cleaning your nose, while you were coughing and while you were sneezing, you need to throw these tissues in the bin, okay? And after all that process, you need to wash your hands, okay? Okay guys, these facts are also important. Now that we're going to go back to school, you need to know that you have to mark or keep your distance, okay? Your distance has to be 1 meter, okay, or 2 meters maximum. Remember that we have to avoid the social distance. We have to keep the social distancing, okay? And avoid sharing food. Don't share your food. Don't share your personal items, personal things like your sweaters, like your pencils, pencil case, okay? And don't hug, no hugs and no handshaking, okay? We need to avoid that to avoid the germs. Now, also you need to avoid sharing your drinks, your bottle of water or your juices. You need to avoid that. You keep your things by yourself, you protect your things, okay? And stop sharing. It's the purpose of this is to maintain your body safe, maintain your health safe, and avoid sharing germs with your classmates.
If you don't feel well, then don't go to school. If you feel like your nose is running, if you feel like you have a sore throat, okay, like this person right here, this little image, he has a sore throat, he's coughing, he has maybe the flu, he has a headache, or if your eyes are watering, if you feel bad, okay? If you don't feel well, then please don't go to school. Report to the school, to the coordinators, and that you will not be able to go to school. Why? The purpose of this is to avoid getting your classmates also sick, okay? How to put on, use, take off, and dispose of a mask.
Okay, now I will show you right here how to put or use a mask, okay? Well, what do? First, you need to wash your hands before putting your mask on, okay? Now that your hands are clean, then you're going to grab your mask from the band loose, okay? From the band loose, from right here, you're going to grab it, okay? And you're going to open it, put it in your on your ears like this, and now you're going to grab it from here, and that's all. Here I am safe, okay? I have a guarantee protect and avoid from spitting, okay? Now, if you want to take it off, then you grab it from your band loose. You grab it like this, and here you put it in the trash bin, okay? Trash bin, or you put it away, okay? And then if you're going to use it one more time, then wash your hands and remember to grab it from here, okay? Now, the don'ts that you don't have to do this. The guarantee protect is like this. This is a guarantee protection, okay? This is all protection. Your nose is protected, your mouth is protected. Like this is not protection, no protection. Like this is not protection, okay? You need to wear your mask covering your nose and your mouth, okay? Remember to take it off from here, okay? So those are the proper ways or the proper use of wearing a mask. Remember to always keep your mask on. And well, why to keep your mask on? Because do your part of your wear mask, okay? My mask is my protection. It protects you and it protects me, okay? So like it says on the image, my mask protects you and your mask protects me, okay? So well guys, this is all from a good healthy, okay, of taking care of yourself. And remember to always follow other steps, okay? Take care of yourself, okay? And if you take care of yourself, everyone is going to take care of themselves and be safe, okay? So please follow every step.